Sahih al-Bukhari shortening the prayers, at Taqseer. Sahih al-Bukhari, shortening the prayers, at Taqseer narrated Ibn Abbas. The Prophet once stayed for 19 days and prayed shortened prayers. So when we led, and stayed, for 19 days, we used to shorten the prayer, but if we traveled, and stayed, for a longer period we used to offer the full prayer. Sahih al-Bukhari 1080 Reference 18 Hadith 1. Sahih al-Bukhari, shortening the prayers, at Taqseer narrated Yahya bin Ishaq. I heard Anas saying, we traveled with the Prophet from Medina to Mecca and offered 2 rakat, for every prayer, till we returned to Medina. I said, did you stay for a while in Mecca? He replied, we stayed in Mecca for 10 days. Sahih al-Bukhari 1081 Reference 18 Hadith 2. Sahih al-Bukhari, shortening the prayers, at Taqseer narrated Abdullah bin Umar. I offered the prayer with the Prophet, Abu Bakr and Umar at Mina, and it was of 2 rakat. Uthman in the early days of his caliphate did the same, but later on he started praying the full prayer. Sahih al-Bukhari 1082 Reference 18 Hadith 3. Sahih al-Bukhari, shortening the prayers, at Taqseer narrated Haritha bin Wahab. The Prophet led us in the prayer at Mina during the peace period by offering 2 rakat. Sahih al-Bukhari 1083 Reference 18 Hadith 4. Sahih al-Bukhari, shortening the prayers, at Taqseer narrated Abdur Rahman bin Yazid. We offered a 4 rakat prayer at Mina behind Ibn Affan. Abdullah bin Mas'ud was informed about it. He said sadly, truly to Allah we belong and truly to Him we shall return. And added, I prayed 2 rakat with Allah's Messenger at Mina and similarly with Abu Bakr and with Umar, during their caliphates. He further said, may I be lucky enough to have 2 of the 4 rakat accepted, by Allah. Sahih al-Bukhari 1084 Reference 18 Hadith 5. Sahih al-Bukhari, shortening the prayers, at Taqseer narrated Ibn Abbas. The Prophet and his companions reached Mecca in the morning of the 4th Dhul-Hijjah reciting Talbiyah, O Allah. We are obedient to your orders, we respond to your call. Intending to perform Hajj, the Prophet ordered his companions to assume the Ihram for Umrah instead of Hajj, excepting those who had Hadi, sacrifice, with them. Sahih al-Bukhari 1085 Reference 18 Hadith 6. Sahih al-Bukhari, shortening the prayers, at Taqseer narrated Ibn Umar. The Prophet said, a woman should not travel for more than 3 days except with a dhi mahram. That is a male with whom she cannot marry at all, e.g. her brother, father, grandfather, etc., or her own husband. Sahih al-Bukhari 1086 Reference 18 Hadith 7. Sahih al-Bukhari, shortening the prayers, at Taqseer narrated Ibn Umar. The Prophet said, a woman should not travel for more than 3 days except with a dhi mahram. Sahih al-Bukhari 1087 Reference 18 Hadith 8. Sahih al-Bukhari, shortening the prayers, at Taqseer narrated Abu Huraira. The Prophet, P.B. U.H., said, it is not permissible for a woman who believes in Allah and the Last Day to travel for 1 day and night except with a mahram. Sahih al-Bukhari 1088 Reference 18 Hadith 9. Sahih al-Bukhari, shortening the prayers, at Taqseer narrated Anas bin Malik. Offered 4 rakat of Zuhr prayer with the Prophet, P.B. U.H., at Medina and 2 rakat at Dhul Hulayfa. That is shortened the Asr prayer. Sahih al-Bukhari 1089 Reference 18 Hadith 10. Sahih al-Bukhari, Shortening the prayers, at Taqseer narrated Aisha. When the prayers were first enjoined they were of 2 rak'at each. Later the prayer in a journey was kept as it was, but the prayers for non-travelers were completed. As Zuhri said, I asked Urwa what made Aisha pray the full prayers, in journey. He replied, she did the same as Uthman did. Sahih al-Bukhari 1090 reference 18 Hadith 11. Sahih al-Bukhari. Shortening the prayers, at Taqseer narrated Abdullah bin Umar. I saw Allah's Messenger delaying the Maghrib prayer till he offered it along with the Isha prayer whenever he was in a hurry during the journey. Salim narrated, Ibn Umar used to do the same whenever he was in a hurry during the journey. And Salim added, Ibn Umar used to pray the Maghrib and Isha prayers together in al-Muzdalifah. Salim said, Ibn Umar delayed the Maghrib prayer because at that time he heard the news of the death of his wife Safiya bint Abi Ubaid. I said to him, the prayer is due. He said, go on. Again I said, the prayer is due. He said, go on, till we covered 2 or 3 miles. Then he got down, prayed and said, I saw the Prophet praying in this way, whenever he was in a hurry during the journey. Abdullah bin Umar added, whenever the Prophet was in a hurry, he used to delay the Maghrib prayer and then offer 3 rak'at of the Maghrib, and perform taslim, and after waiting for a short while, a comma used to be pronounced for the Sahih al-Bukhari 1091, 1092 reference 18 Hadith 12. Sahih al-Bukhari. Shortening the prayers, at Taqseer Isha prayer when he would offer 2 rak'at and perform taslim. He would never offer any optional prayer till the middle of the night, when he used to pray the tahajjud. Sahih al-Bukhari 1091, 1092 reference 18 Hadith 12. Sahih al-Bukhari. Shortening the prayers, at Taqseer narrated Abdullah bin Amir from his father who said, I saw the Prophet, P.B. U.H. offering the prayer on his mount, Rahila, whatever direction it took. Sahih al-Bukhari 1093 reference 18 Hadith 13. Sahih al-Bukhari. Shortening the prayers, at Taqseer narrated Habir bin Abdullah. The Prophet used to offer the nawafil, while riding, facing a direction other than that of the Qibla. Sahih al-Bukhari 1094 reference 18 Hadith 14. Sahih al-Bukhari. Shortening the prayers, at Taqseer narrated Nafi. Ibn Umar, while on a journey, used to offer the prayer and the witr on his mount, Rahila. He said that the Prophet used to do so. Sahih al-Bukhari 1095 reference 18 Hadith 15. Sahih al-Bukhari. Shortening the prayers, at Taqseer narrated Abdullah bin Dinar. On traveling, Abdullah bin Umar used to offer the prayer on his mount by signs whatever direction it took. Abdullah said that the Prophet used to do so. Sahih al-Bukhari 1096 reference 18 Hadith 16. Sahih al-Bukhari. Shortening the prayers, at Taqseer narrated Amir bin Rabi'a. I saw the Prophet on his mount praying nawafil by nodding his head, whatever direction he faced, but Allah's Messenger never did the same in offering the compulsory prayers. Sahih al-Bukhari 1097 reference 18 Hadith 17. Sahih al-Bukhari. Shortening the prayers, at Taqseer narrated Salim. At night Abdullah bin Umar used to offer the prayer on the back of his animal during the journey and never cared about the direction he faced. Ibn Umar said, Allah's Messenger used to offer the optional prayer on the back of his mount facing any direction and also used to pray the witr on it but never offered the compulsory prayer on it. Sahih al-Bukhari 1098 reference 18 Hadith 18. Sahih al-Bukhari. Shortening the prayers, at Taqseer narrated Habir bin Abdullah. The Prophet used to pray the Nawafil on his mount facing east, and whenever he wanted to offer the compulsory prayer, he used to dismount and face the Qibla. Sahih al-Bukhari 1099 reference 18 Hadith 19. Sahih al-Bukhari, Shortening the Prayers, at Taqseer narrated Anas bin Sirin. We went to receive Anas bin Malik when he returned from Sham and met him at a place called Ainat Tamar. I saw him praying riding the donkey, with his face to this direction, that is to the left of the Qibla. I said to him, I have seen you offering the prayer in a direction other than that of the Qibla. He replied, if I had not seen Allah's Messenger doing it, I would not have done it. Sahih al-Bukhari 1100 reference 18 Hadith 20. Sahih al-Bukhari, Shortening the Prayers, at Taqseer narrated Hafs bin Asim. Ibn Umar went on a journey and said, I accompanied the Prophet and he did not offer optional prayers during the journey, and Allah says, Verily, in Allah's Messenger you have a good example to follow. 33.21, Sahih al-Bukhari 1101 reference 18 Hadith 21. Sahih al-Bukhari, Shortening the Prayers, at Taqseer narrated Ibn Umar. I accompanied Allah's Messenger and he never offered more than 2 rak'ah during the journey. Abu Bakr, Umar and Uthman used to do the same. Sahih al-Bukhari 1102 reference 18 Hadith 22. Sahih al-Bukhari, Shortening the Prayers, at Taqseer narrated Ibn Abu Layla. Only Hani told us that she had seen the Prophet, p.b. U.H., offering the duha, forenoon prayer. She said, on the day of the conquest of Mecca, the Prophet took a bath in my house and offered 8 rak'at. I never saw him praying such a light prayer, but he performed perfect prostration and bowing. Sahih al-Bukhari 1103 reference 18 Hadith 23. Sahih al-Bukhari, Shortening the Prayers, at Taqseer narrated Abdullah bin Amir that his father had told him that he had seen the Prophet, p.b. U.H., praying Nawafil at night on the back of his mount on a journey, facing whatever direction it took. Sahih al-Bukhari 1104 reference 18 Hadith 24. Sahih al-Bukhari, Shortening the Prayers, at Taqseer narrated Salim bin Abdullah. Ibn Umar said, Allah's Messenger used to pray the Nawafil on the back of his mount, carriage, by signs facing any direction. Ibn Umar used to do the same. Sahih al-Bukhari 1105 reference 18 Hadith 25. Sahih al-Bukhari, Shortening the Prayers, at Taqseer narrated Salim's father. The Prophet used to offer the Maghrib and Isha prayers together whenever he was in a hurry on a journey. Sahih al-Bukhari 1106 reference 18 Hadith 26. Sahih al-Bukhari, Shortening the Prayers, at Taqseer narrated Ibn Abbas. Allah's Messenger used to offer the Zuhr and Asr prayers together on journeys, and also used to offer the Maghrib and Isha prayers together. Narrated Anas bin Malik. The Prophet used to offer the Maghrib and the Isha prayers together on journeys. Sahih al-Bukhari 1107 reference 18 Hadith 27. Sahih al-Bukhari, Shortening the Prayers, at Taqseer narrated Anas. Allah's Messenger used to offer these 2 prayers together on journeys, that is the Maghrib and the Isha. Sahih al-Bukhari 1108 reference 18 Hadith 28. Sahih al-Bukhari, Shortening the Prayers, at Taqseer narrated as Zuhri. Salim told me, Abdullah bin Umar said, I saw Allah's Messenger delaying the Maghrib prayer till he offered it along with the Isha prayer whenever he was in a hurry during the journey. Salim said, Abdullah bin Umar used to do the same whenever he was in a hurry during the journey. After making the call for Iqamah, For the Maghrib prayer he used to offer 3 rakat and then perform taslim. After waiting for a short while, he would pronounce the Iqamah for the Isha prayer and offer 2 rakat and perform taslim. He never prayed any nawafil in between the 2 prayers or after the Isha prayers till he got up in the middle of the night, for tahajjud prayer. Sahih al-Bukhari 1109 reference 18 Hadith 29. Sahih al-Bukhari, Shortening the Prayers, at Taqseer narrated Anas bin Malik. Whenever the Prophet started a journey before noon, he used to delay the Zuhr prayer till the time of Asr and then offer them together, and if the sun declined, at noon, he used to offer the Zuhr prayer and then ride, for the journey. Sahih al-Bukhari 1110 reference 18 Hadith 30. Sahih al-Bukhari, Shortening the Prayers, at Taqseer narrated Anas bin Malik. Whenever the Prophet started the journey before noon, he used to delay the Zuhr prayer till the time for the Asr prayer and then he would dismount and pray them together. And whenever the sun declined before he started the journey he used to offer the Zuhr prayer and then ride, for the journey. Sahih al-Bukhari 1111 reference 18 Hadith 31. Sahih al-Bukhari, Shortening the Prayers, at Taqseer narrated Anas bin Malik. Whenever the Prophet started on a journey before noon, he used to delay the Zuhr prayers till the time for the Asr prayer and then he would dismount and offer them together. And whenever the sun declined before he started on a journey he used to offer the Zuhr prayers and then ride, for journey. Sahih al-Bukhari 1112 reference 18 Hadith 32. Sahih al-Bukhari, Shortening the Prayers, at Taqseer narrated Aisha. Allah's Messenger prayed in his house while sitting during his illness and the people prayed behind him standing and he pointed to them to sit down. When he had finished the prayer, he said, "The Imam is to be followed and so when he bows you should bow. And when he lifts his head you should also do the same." Sahih al-Bukhari 1113 reference 18 Hadith 33. Sahih al-Bukhari, Shortening the Prayers, at Taqseer narrated Anas bin Malik. Allah's Messenger, P.B. U.H., fell down from a horse and his right side was either injured or scratched, so we went to inquire about his health. The time for the prayer became due and he offered the prayer while sitting and we prayed while standing. He said, "The Imam is to be followed, so if he says Takbir, you should also say Takbir, and if he bows you should also bow. And when he lifts his head you should also do the same and if he says, Sami Allahu liman hamida. Allah hears whoever sends his praises to him. You should say, Rabbana walakal hamd, O our Lord. All the praises are for you." See Hadith number 656 Volume 1. Sahih al-Bukhari 1114 reference 18 Hadith 34. Sahih al-Bukhari, Shortening the Prayers, at Taqseer narrated Imran bin Husayn sad face, who had piles. I asked Allah's Messenger about the praying of a man while sitting. He said, "If he prays while standing it is better and he who prays while sitting gets half the reward of that who prays standing. And whoever prays while lying gets half the reward of that who prays while sitting." Sahih al-Bukhari 1115 reference 18 Hadith 35. Sahih al-Bukhari, Shortening the Prayers, at Taqseer narrated Abdullah bin Buraida. Imran bin Husayn had piles. Once Abu Ma'mar narrated from Imran bin Husayn had said, I asked the Prophet, P.B. U.H., about the prayer of a person while sitting. He said, "It is better for one to pray standing, and whoever prays sitting gets half the reward of that who prays while standing. And whoever prays while lying gets half the reward of that who prays while sitting." Sahih al-Bukhari 1116 reference 18 Hadith 36. Sahih al-Bukhari, Shortening the prayers, at Taqseer narrated Imran bin Husayn had piles, so I asked the Prophet about the prayer. He said, pray while standing, and if you can't, pray while sitting, and if you cannot do even that, then pray lying on your side. Sahih al-Bukhari 1117 reference 18 Hadith 37. Sahih al-Bukhari, shortening the prayers, at Taqseer narrated Aisha sad face, the mother of the faithful believers. I never saw Allah's Messenger offering the night prayer while sitting except in his old age, and then he used to recite while sitting, and whenever he wanted to bow he would get up and recite 30 or 40 verses while standing, and then bow. Sahih al-Bukhari 1118 reference 18 Hadith 38. Sahih al-Bukhari, shortening the prayers, at Taqseer narrated Aisha sad face, the mother of the faithful believers. Allah's Messenger, in his last days, used to pray sitting. He would recite while sitting, and when 30 or 40 verses remained from the recitation he would get up and recite them while standing, and then he would bow and prostrate. He used to do the same in the second rak'ah. After finishing the prayer he used to look at me, and if I was awake he would talk to me, and if I was asleep, he would lie down. Sahih al-Bukhari 1119 reference 18 Hadith 39.